Eberle, the first-year captain, slid it along for Chandler Stevenson, right down the middle, and a save made by Riddick on Stevenson.
A penalty shot here, I think, as we look at the rebound and this opportunity by Stevenson. And
when reaching in desperation against Chandler Stevenson, who's got a penalty shot in the first 3+ minutes. Stevenson stretches out wide on Riddick. Stevenson is stopped by Riddick.
Breakaway, but here it is here. Watch his feet. You know he's going to shoot when his feet are turned to that side.
Riker Evans off the boards with a shot that deflected on its way in. McCann back to the line. Montour, rebound for Evans, and Riddick stops it. Doubleheader. Glad you're with us from gorgeous Climate Pledge Arena. Burrows around the wall. This one bounces out past the blue line and pursued quickly by the Kings. On the hop, Kuzmenko is stopped by DeCord.
You know, things could get a little nasty, but it was an interesting game to watch last night.
Gavrikov with a shot loose in front, and Fogle is stopped by DeCord. And then a backhand goes wide from Warren Fogle. Otavainen, Stevenson, back toward Tolvanen. Good stick again. We're a broken record saying that with Vladislav Gavrikov. On the entry, here's Gavrikov toward the net. Tip, score! Sammy Helenius was driving the net, and Vladislav Gavrikov found him, and the Kings strike first on the road.
Absolutely exceptional for the Kings this year, and joins the rush on this play, just puts it towards the net. Helenius does a nice job getting his stick free and just tips it over the glove of Joey DeCord. But I can't tell you enough about Gavrikov and what he's meant to this organization with the injuries.
Turcotte fought for it off the faceoff, and Malat steers it back for Kevin Fiala. Here's Adrian Kempe, bottom of the circle. Andrei Kuzmenko has played a big part in an improved power play recently for the Kings. Kempe was looking for Fiala, who gets pressured out high. Fiala dragging through. Kempe, backdoor score! Alex Turcotte off a gorgeous setup, and the Kings make it 2-0 here on the power play.
In the top six, and just does a nice job here. A little deflection, goes to the far side, keeps his stick on the ice. And watch the vision by Kempe as he makes a perfect pass cross seam through Larson's stick, through Alexiak, and no chance for DeCord.
Flips one in behind for Andrei Kuzmenko, now in the corner. Tried to steer one back for Kempe. Look out! Ty Cartier on the move. Cartier scores! A shorty! Seattle's on the board.
When you have 5 forwards, is a forward will pinch. They'll have more risk to their pinch, no support, and that allows Ty Cartier to go all the way down the ice on pretty much a breakaway the entire way and pick his spot.
Montour, one-timer looking for a tip from Kakko as well. Here's Kakko in behind from Stevenson. Capo Kakko for Andrei Burakovsky. Montour, one-time score! Tied at 2. A 92-mile-an-hour rocket from Brandon Montour, his 18th of the season.
Well, coming into this game, he had 226 shots on the year, but the change of direction by Kakko, he uses the net to shield the puck, changes it from one side to the other, which goes to Montour, and watch a little screen in front as well after initiating this play, and David Riddick unable to pick it up.
Spence dusts it off, swings one off to Gavrikov, makes the cut after the feed to Deneau, pressured out high by Wright, but Deneau eluded him. Fogle charging, backhand score! Right on cue, and the Kings have the lead again.
From behind Joey DeCord, he becomes the net front presence as he's looking for a shot from the point, and then he supports his defenseman low, and then look at that burst of speed. He just jumps out to the front and stretches out his stick as long as he can to get it far side on Joey DeCord. and he's untouched.
Fourth line winger who came over at the deadline, like we told you, Mikey Asimon, who scored Saturday in a win over the Blues in a shootout. LaFerriere backdoor, Decord sprawling out, they score. LaFerriere tucks it home, and the Kings make it a 2-goal margin off the rush.
Well, LaFerriere wins the faceoff in the neutral zone. He was 67% in the first period, and Fiala just drives the net. He sticks with it. It bounces off the pad of Decord. And nice job by LaFerriere, just waiting for that puck to drop to the ice.
In Seattle, again for the Kraken, their final game of the season, not headed to the playoffs. Chandler Stevenson darting in over the line, center for Eberle, and kicked out by Riddick.
Captain comes out flying for the Kraken. Watch this save here. I mean, Riddick is way to the right side of his net, and it just pushes off that right side. There you can see it, and stretches out the left pad, coming out his first save of this third period. Just a beauty. And
Kuzmenko on a puck retrieval. Works in on Dunn. There's in behind. Kuzmenko tapped the brakes. Andrei Kuzmenko. Crafty feed. Turcotte moved it. Score! Adrian Kempe off the gorgeous setups of Kuzmenko and Turcotte.
The first one didn't hurt him, but this one ends up hurting him. As Kuzmenko, just good patience. And you can see Decord thinks that shot is coming from Turcotte, and the pass just goes off to the side. He needs some help from his defenseman as well, but you also have to recognize that Kempe's to your left.
So 5-2 is the Kings margin. Again, they're locked into the second spot in the Pacific, behind Vegas and in front of Edmonton, and tracking toward a first-round series at home next week. Decord on a redirect. Helenius scores his second of the night, and the Kings are now pouring it on in Seattle.
You know, you think of the lack of D-zone coverage on the last goal, and then watch this, just Riker Evans in front with Helenius. I mean, you have to tie up his stick. Instead, Riker Evans has his stick up in the air. He needs to have it down closer to the ice, give himself a chance as he's trying to box out the much larger Helenius.
Ottavainen cuts it off. Again, the NHL debut for Ville Ottavainen, former fourth-round pick of Seattle in 2021. Here he is, Ottavainen looking for Beniers. He got all the way through towards Schwartz. Now Alexiak. Schwartz scores! The 26th of the season for Jaden Schwartz to lead Seattle.
Point as Matty Beniers gets him the puck. He starts this rush, and then Jamie Alexiak finishes it. He jumps up on the other side as his defensive partner and just finds Jaden Schwartz in that sweet spot. And just a perfect shot.
Eberle in behind, tried to move one out for Schwartz. Schwartz for Eberle, spins it back around for Matty Beniers. Vince Dunn moved it for McCann. Eberle, backdoor, Beniers scores! It's a 2-goal game with 6.5 to go in the third.
Watch as he goes from low and then jumps out high, and everyone's thinking Eberle's going to pass it to him, and Eberle, just with the patience, waits till Beniers slides down. Fogle loses his check, and it's backdoor happiness for Matty Beniers, and a good thing to see him back and on the ice.
Now Matty Beniers, edge of the circle, down low. Kakko filters one high and wide. Kings ram it around the wall, cut off by Burakovsky on the keep. Now Vince Dunn, right for Tolvanen, they score! 1-goal game with 29 seconds to go.
6-5, and just quick puck movement. No chance for the LA defenders to get in the lane of this pass to Tolvanen, and he buries it top shelf.
Off the faceoff, it's one back to Dunn with a shot that got blocked. Swallowed up by Kempe, and the Kings hang on and win it on the road in Seattle. 6-5 the final.